What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I am going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played, Chelsea, away from home at the Bridge. So let's just get straight into today's video. So we made two changes from our last game against Wolves, talking about the starting 11. So we started with De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Bailey, Maguire, Shaw, Williams, Fred, Matic, Fernandes, James and Martial. Getting into the overall reaction now, massive 3 points and VAR controversy. Well done, boys. What a win. What a game. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 3, Frank Lampard 0. So we know who's the better club legend. Not the best, not the worst performance. I'll take that any day of the week. I love VAR. Let's get on a run now. Let's keep up this good momentum. The top 4 or the top 5 race is on. Win done, 3 points done, clean sheet done. What a game that was, guys. Anyway, guys, let's just get straight into today's video. What did I make of the performance? I thought it was a good performance by the boys. Overall, I thought it was a very good performance. I don't think it was the greatest performance because I think the start of the first half wasn't great. The first 20 minutes of the first half wasn't great from Manchester United because obviously Chelsea were better in the first half than us. Don't get me wrong. So I thought Chelsea, I know personally as a Man United fan that Chelsea had a better start than us. Overall, I thought it was a fantastic game, fantastic result. You know, people are just slagging off United because of VAR going our way. We got lucky. Brandon Williams was diving and stuff like that. I'll tell you now, Brandon Williams never dived. That was a pure foul. It was a clear and obvious foul. Who cares? If it wasn't your day, suck it up, be a man, get on with it. That's football for you. That's what happens with VAR nowadays. I thought overall, fantastic result for us. We knew we had to win this game at the end of the day. If we hadn't won this game, we would have been 9 points behind Chelsea or something like that. That was going to just be impossible, really. This game was a must-win game for us. I think from now to the end of the season, they're all must-wins for us now. I think we just have to make sure now. We have to make sure just win any game that comes up. Just take it game by game. Don't get too carried away now. I know what exactly happens with this young team. We sort of get a good win, we celebrate, and then we get carried away, and then we just lose that momentum. We lose that confidence, the heads drop, and then we don't know what to do then. And then we go on some daft run of form. And then there's that game where we have to look for that win, and then it just comes too late for us. That's why from now, I say, create a run. Get some momentum going now. We've got the confidence, we've got the winning mentality now. Let's get on a run and let's go and get the top 5 or the top 4 that we need to get into Champions League. And I think we can do it. All the fans were buzzing after last night. It's just all about now, be more consistent, get on a run, and don't get carried away now to the end of the season. I thought it was a brilliant performance. I don't think it was a great performance, but we still got away with it. We had a bit of luck on our side. I think, you know, to come away with a game like this, you do need a bit of luck on your side. And that was thanks to VAR. But you don't get all that all the time. It just wasn't Chelsea's day at the end of the day. But it is what it is at the end of the day. If it's not your day, it's not your day. Don't complain about it, really. If you're Chelsea fans out there, I feel your pain, but you should blame VAR, really. I'll get into that in a bit as well. First off, I thought United started slow. Chelsea had a better start. I thought Chelsea were more dominant inside the first 20 minutes. I thought Chelsea created the better chances. United lacked in creativity in the first half. I don't think we were that brilliant in the first half, to be fair, because we lacked in creativity, we lacked in quality in front of goal, we lacked in the final third. I think we were really struggling in that first half, and I think we were lucky enough to score a goal just before half time. We got lucky, I think, in the first half. You do need a bit of luck on your side at the end of the day, and it just wasn't Chelsea's day, it was just our day. But we knew we had to win this game. This was a must-win game for us to close on top 4. So every team now is just closing on top 4 now, right behind Chelsea now, and it's all eyes on Chelsea now. And especially that they've got tons of injuries right now. You could see Chelsea not getting top 4, and that's not good when you've got plenty of injuries, the likes of Tammy Abraham being injured, Adoy being injured, Kante now being injured, so that's going to really hurt them now to the end of the season. I thought the first half, it wasn't the greatest performance by us. First 20 minutes, Chelsea were controlled and dominated it, and then I think there was times where we tried to make things happen. We just didn't get the things right there that we needed. I think that in the whole transition, we weren't good enough in the first 20 minutes. 20 minutes, half an hour, we weren't that great. But then when we got hold of possession, we managed to get forward. We managed to try making things happen. We got on the front foot. try to create chances if we could, and then, but again, this game was just all about take your chances, scoring your chances, and that's what exactly we did. We pushed on, and then some fantastic individual play by Wan-Bissaka, or people slagging off Wan-Bissaka saying he can't cross a ball and stuff like that. That just shuts everyone up, really. He can cross a ball. Everyone was slagging off Martial. He's not playing his best because of Rashford not playing with him. That's just shut up the fans, really. Wan-Bissaka and Martial have just pretty much shut up the fans at the end of the day. That's great, that, because all the fans were criticising them both, and it's great when you're both involved in a goal. You know what, we just got a goal at the right time, just before half time. You do have to feel a bit for Chelsea. They did pretty well in that first half. They just didn't take the chances. Obviously, Batshuayi, I have to slag off a bit of Batshuayi myself. He was shit, to be fair. Didn't do much, and that goes to show that he's not that great for Chelsea. Second half, I thought we tried to make things happen, but I thought we were a little bit better than Chelsea in the second half. I thought we created more chances. We were on the front foot. We were chasing down the game more. We wanted it more. It was just like, keep that pressure on. Keep it going. We play with aggression, high intensity, high tempo. We kept going. We mounted that pressure onto Chelsea, and then it went 2-0 to us. Great corner by Bruno Fernandes and great header by Maguire to take it to 2-0. And Chelsea were then hit back. They were putting the pressure back onto us. We were on the back foot. It was comical defending, but this is where we got lucky then, because then VAR came in play. Kurt Zuma scored. VAR came in play because of Brandon Williams getting pushed by Azpilicueta. It looked like Fred had pushed Azpilicueta, and then Azpilicueta pushed Williams. So it was brilliant how VAR helped us there. And then obviously Giroud scored and he was offside. You do have to feel a bit for Chelsea. They tried the hardest, they tried the best, but it wasn't the day. Obviously that whole Harry Maguire red card sending off thing as well, I'll get into that now as well. I thought we got a clean sheet, we got the win, we got the 3 points. Top 4 or top 5 is the race is on now. Let's just go on a run now. Let's keep up this good momentum. I thought it was a great game. Let's just keep up this good momentum, and let's keep up this good winning mentality, and let's push on now. Create a run and let's go. Let's go and chase down that top 4, top 5 now. Obviously Chelsea had 2 goals disallowed and Harry Maguire for a potential red card. Did VAR get the calls right? I think the 2 goals that were disallowed, they definitely got the calls right for sure, because obviously the first goal was definitely a push. Everyone was criticising the push. Brandon Williams dived. Unfortunately, there was no dive there. But you have to salute, if you are United fans, you have to thank Fred for that, because Fred had pushed Azpilicueta, and then Azpilicueta pushed Williams. That just went down as a foul. The second goal, clear and obvious once again, it was offside. I'm sorry to the Chelsea fans, you'll feel a bit hurt from that, but there's not much you can do. You will have these tough days where you just don't have any luck on your side. We got all that luck in the end. It is what it is. You have to move on at the end of the day. And then obviously Harry Maguire, there was that whole thing whether if he should have got sent off. I mean, it wasn't intentional at the end of the day. Harry Maguire tried to keep his foot down, but it just ended up in the knots, really. And then I don't think it was intentional. I think it was definitely an accident, because when you've been pushed or fallen, you try your best not to keep your boot high up, so high up, and he tried to sort of keep his boot down, but it just got right in the knackers and was in the right, and then was obviously got him right in the knots, and it obviously hurt. But obviously there was that whole thing whether if she got sent off or not, but yet again VAR looked at it and VAR said no red card, so it still went to VAR said no red card, and obviously people are comparing that to the Son one, but funny enough Son didn't funny enough Son, with his high boot, it didn't go in Rudiger's knackers. It was a lot more higher up than Harry Maguire, so it just goes to show with all these calls, and the calls are not consistent enough, and it's just VAR again, so you can't really do much about it. VAR's VAR, you can't really do much about it. And we didn't get lucky when Sheffield were offside, when they brought it back to 3-3 that time, because we thought we were going to win that game, and we thought they were offside. They were onside, so you'll have good days and bad days with VAR at the end of the day, and Chelsea had a bad day with VAR, and we had a good day with VAR, so all the calls don't go your way, but it is what it is. That's football for you. VAR's in the sport now, and that's all I can really say about it. Did we get lucky? I mean, in some parts of the game we might have got lucky, because obviously with the VAR calls we might have got lucky. I think in the game overall, no, we didn't get lucky. The VAR calls, we definitely got lucky, but you can't do much about that because VAR's VAR. They can't really do much about it. They're not going to get rid of it mid-season. You'll just have to wait now till next season, really. We might have got lucky in times, but we didn't get always lucky. It is what it is at the end of the day. You have to move on. Who is my man of the match? Oh, I'll tell you now, there's a few players that are in my man of the match. I thought Bruno Fernandes was fantastic again. I thought Eric Bailly starting his first start in a long time. I thought Bailey put on a very good performance. I thought there were some fantastic players that stood out. Maguire may have stood out in parts of the game as well. I think my man of the match has to be, for me, it's his first start in a very long time. He's had his troubles with his knees. He's come back, he's got himself fit. Not many centre-backs will perform like that, like Eric Bailly. First time playing 90 minutes at this sort of level. I thought Brady was fantastic. Eric Bailly's my man of the match at the end of the day. Thought he was fantastic. How do we beat Watford? So of course we have Watford next in our next fixture. Watford are just in a spell now where they've not in great form themselves. In the last 4 games they've only picked up 2 points, and that's not good enough. And the last 4 games, how they've gone for them is a draw, a loss and drawn. So they've had 2 losses and they've drawn 2, so they've only picked up 2 points in the space of 4 games. I think Watford, they've had, I don't know if they've had longer than us or a shorter time in the winter break. We'll have to wait and find out, obviously. But for Watford, I think after when they played their last game, obviously it came at the right time for them. Watford, they're a very good team. Once they played us, they really kicked on. They had that ability to get out of the relegation zone. They still can do it. They're only 1 point from being 17th. They know they can get out of the relegation zone. It's the matter of when they can do it. Watford, quality side. You don't want to write them off. They'll come with a game plan. They'll come with the tactics. But obviously, they obviously beat us 2-0 last time because they fancied it, because they had a new manager in play. Now that they're more settled under Nigel Pearson, now things are just not going their way. They'll come with a game plan. They'll come with the tactics. They'll fancy the game again because it's Manchester United. We're back at home now. This is a good game for us again. Once again, pick up the 3 points. Close on top 4 again. If Chelsea lose or draw, if Chelsea draw, in fact, that's fantastic, because then we can narrow that. And obviously, Chelsea is suffering with injuries. Tottenham is suffering with injuries now. They've got 2 key players. Tottenham have got 2 key players out now, Son and Harry Kane, and they've got plenty of injuries now, Chelsea. So I think it's a draw. It's a draw written all over that game. So if we can beat Watford, that'll be fantastic. But you don't want to write off Watford. They'll come with a game plan. They'll come with the tactics. But how do we beat Watford? I think it's just all about, I think, we started the Chelsea game slow. So I think we need to make sure we have a quick and bright start to the game. The movement needs to be quick. When it needs to be quick, incisive football. Obviously Ollie's going to be benching a few players because we're playing midweek. So I'm expecting a few players to be fresher. And we just need to make sure we prepare well for this game, and the mentality's got to be there. We don't want to go in the wrong mentality, so we need to make sure that the mentality's there, the mindset's there. We know that we've got the confidence and we've got the momentum. Watford, they've got to find that confidence of beating us, but I think the way how we have to beat them is just come out, have a quick and bright start, quick incisive football. The transition needs to be quick from defence to attack. We need to play with a lot of aggression, a lot of fight, passion, pride. We need a lot of character from our players. And we need to just drag that last bit of our players against Watford. You don't want to write these off though, because Watford, they did beat us last time. I'm not suffering another loss at home. We need to beat Watford at the end of the day. And they'll try and upset us, but we need to try and beat them at the end of the day. And the mentality is we need to win again. And we need the points, so they'll need the points more than us. So we need to up our game. We'll need to up our ante. We'll need a better game plan than them, and we'll obviously need better tactics than them. But I'm confident that we can beat Watford, and we just don't want to write them off at the end of the day. And Watford, they've got some quality players struggling at the minute, and they'll work on that during the winter break, but they'll come back refreshed, recharge the batteries, and they'll look to go again. They'll look to go on a run as well themselves. So, and when you've played games already, that's an advantage for us. For Watford, it's not an advantage, so they'll be coming off really from the winter break from training. So I think for us, we just need to have a quick and bright start to the game, take your chances, score your chances, and Watford will, Ben Foster will have another game of his life, because he always plays well against Manchester United, because obviously United was his, because obviously he played for United, Ben Foster, so he'll pull off another good performance, he'll try and put on another good performance, and he always does at the end of the day against United. So it's all about, we've got to try and break these down, and just take your chances, scoring your chances, need a quick and bright start to the game, and just got to make sure that there's a bit more fight, more aggression, more character, a bit more fight in the players, and we need a better performance. And if we can put on a better performance than Chelsea, walk away with a good result, and walk away with 3 points in the bag, go and close up on top 4, top 5, and Chelsea be looking over their shoulder. So this is another game that we should this is another game that we should win. We have to win, and it's just all about prepare well, going with the right mentality, the right mindset. We need to be physically, mentally prepared for this, and I'm not too sure if a few of our players will be suspended for this one. The likes of Fred, Wan-Bissaka, and I think Brandon as well. So we'll see if they're suspended or not. But yeah. We'll see at the end of the day, but we just need to put on a better performance, and just need the full package there out of the players, and I'm positive that we can get a good result out of these, and I think we can do it against Watford. Getting into the goal now, Wan-Bissaka passed the ball to Fred passed the ball to Wan-Bissaka, great skill by Wan-Bissaka puts a fantastic cross in, and Martial heads it in for 1-0. Second goal, Bruno Fernandes puts in a lovely corner in, sees Maguire at the back post, and Maguire heads it in for 2-0. What an absolute great goal that was. The way how we put that corner in, and shebang, it was a goal. My dad keeps on saying that we can never score from corners, but shebang, we've scored a goal on a corner. Getting into the stats now, possession-wise for Chelsea was 61%, and for Man United it was 39%. Goals for Chelsea it was 0, and for United it was 2. Total shots for Chelsea it was 17, and for Man United it was 9. Total shots for Chelsea was 1. 17 shots, had 1 on target. Poor. For Man United it was 3 shots on target. The shot accuracy for Chelsea was 5.9%. That's very poor. For Man United it was 33.3%. Shots inside the box for Chelsea it was 11. For Man United it was 7. Shots outside the box for Chelsea it was 6. For Man United it was 2. Total passes for Chelsea it was 598, and for Man United it was 380. Pass accuracy for Chelsea it was bang on 87%, and for Man United it was 79.5%. Getting into the substitutions now, James went off for Pereira. Talk about Dan's performance. It felt like Solskjaer was protecting the Welshman by reverting to the split striker tactic, and did arrest the form of James. Martial went off for Igalo. Talk about Martial's performance. Took too long flicker into life, but when he did, he had the beating of Chelsea on the deck and in the air. Fabulous header. Fernandes went off for Dalot. Talk about Bruno's performance. Took a while to adjust to the tempo, but showed glimpses of his class before he hit the post from a free kick and crossed magnificently to Maguire. Great win. Watford next. Like I said, Watford are 19th in the table. They'll come with the tactics. They'll come with the game plan. They'll try and win. They'll try and beat us again. They did it already once. They'll try and do the double over us, and we just got to make sure ourselves get the right mentality, going with the right mindset, and we can beat them. We know how we can beat these. They're in shit form right now, and we've got an advantage. We would have already had 2 games under our belt, and these will be just coming off their winter break. So this is going to test Watford if they're going to be any good or not. And Watford have only scored 24 goals so far this season, and Watford have conceded 40 goals so far this season. Watford are only scoring 0.9 goals per game, so it's about a goal per game really. And Watford have been conceding at least 1.5 goals per game, so they've been conceding just nearly just under 2 goals. So you never know at the end of the day. Obviously, when Nigel Pearson came in, Watford were 20th and now they're 19th. So really, they've only gained 1 place since Nigel's been in the job, really. and that's because, they just, at the time when he came in, he expected an impact from the players, and because they're now more settled under him, they're playing a bit crap now, and that's why we've just got to have that little bit of that intelligent and smart play that we've got to have now. And since Watford beat us back in December, they have drawn to Sheffield 1-1. They won 3-0 against Aston Villa. They won 2-1 against Wolves. They won 3-0 against Bournemouth. They drawn to Tottenham 0-0. They lost to Villa 2-1. They lost to Everton 3-2, and they drawn to Brighton 1-1. So the last 4 games they've only picked up 2 points in the space of 4 games. It's not good enough. Watford are not in the best of form right now. Watford are coming off their winter break. Watford will have another good go at United. They'll come with a game plan and the tactics, obviously. Watford are 1 point behind of getting out of the relegation zone. And I think at the end of the day, if Ollie picks the right team, puts the players in the right positions, if he balances the team out right, the structure in the team needs to be right, we need the depth in the team, and he needs to select the right formation for the game. The last time Man United beat Watford at Old Trafford was on Saturday the 30th of March 2019, and it ended 2-1. I'm probably predicting 2-1 again for this one as well. And funny enough as well, Man United have never lost at home to Watford in the Premier League. And the players to look out for is Cathcart, Holybas, Hughes, Decore, Capu, Chabala, Pereira, Delafeu, Dini, Welbeck, Gray, Success, and Sarr. Hope you guys have enjoyed another video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new. See you guys in a video in the next couple of days, and peace.